Hello, everyone. My name is Sherry Wary. I am the CEO, founder, and empowerment strategist of Wary Consultations LLC. I'm a speaker and author, and I specialize in empowering women and youth to rise from their pain in order to live inspired and transform lives. I just finished an online workout, so that's why I'm still in my exercise gear, but we're just going to roll with it. I wanted to make sure that I got this message out to you all today, and I felt like it was related to the topic as well, because the topic that we're discussing is hope to be authentically you. And I want to talk about having a healthy view of yourself, high self-esteem, when it comes to embracing all of who you are physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever personality that you have, whatever quirks and passions and hobbies that you're into, just embracing just all of who you are, and even embracing those things that are not perfect as well. So, my own story or my own journey of self-awareness and having high self-value really has been a journey that began back in middle school. I was teased so horribly because, first of all, I was extremely skinny. You wouldn't probably believe it now. But I was extremely skinny, actually all the way up through college and even afterwards as well. So I got teased a lot because of that. And what's so ironic about being on this fitness journey now is that just a few years ago, I was trying to gain weight. And now that I have gained a little bit more than what I was aiming for, I'm in the process of trying to lose something. So, it's a journey, right? But in middle school and high school and college, and even after college, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I was teased so horribly because of the fact that I was skinny. And after college, it wasn't necessarily being teased, but just other women would talk so much about how I needed to gain weight to get curves because a man wants a woman with curves, and just all these other things that just were not helpful, to be completely honest. Even though I don't think that everyone meant it in a negative way, it just was not helpful to me at all. But so going back to middle school, and I was teased because of the fact that I was skinny. I was teased because I had these huge thick glasses. I was teased because I was a church girl. Everyone knew that I was involved in church and that I, believed in God. God was an important aspect of my life. I didn't go to parties. I wasn't allowed to. My mom did not play. She was very strict. I love my mother and I appreciate her for it, but she was definitely very strict. So I didn't know anything about pop culture and what was happening at the time. But if you ask me things about church and the Bible, I can definitely tell you that without any problem. So I was teased because I was a church girl. I was teased because I was a nerd. And what is really ironic about that aspect of, and I don't want to go too far off on a tangent, is that I attended middle schools that had honors programs in them. And so all of us were nerds. So the irony of it, for me to get teased for being a nerd, is that we're all nerds because we're all part of this honors program, but whatever. So this whole journey of really being comfortable with who I am was a struggle. And once I got to high school, I decided, and I was also teased for having a rhyming name. That happened even in elementary school as well. Kids are just horrible. The things they came up with just to rhyme with my name. So I remember just the summer before going into high school, and I was thinking about just how much of a struggle it's been with people just teasing me just about things like, even with church, even though I didn't like being teased for going to church, I loved being part of church. I really enjoyed it. We had a very active youth ministry at my church. And so we went out on trips, and I loved being in church on Sunday morning. I was very involved in other things that happened as well. So it wasn't that I was embarrassed about going to church or I hated going. I really enjoyed it. It was great. And I had friends there as well. And so we were able to hang out when we would have church events, and even after church, we would go out and do things together as well. So I loved being in church, even though I was teased for it. And so when we came to the summer before entering into high school, going into ninth grade, I was thinking about just all the things I got teased about, from church to being nerdy to having the big glasses to having a rhyming name. And I'm like, I can't change any of this right now. Like, one, I'm not going to toss away my faith in God just because of the fact that I get teased from it. At that point, even though I was young, my relationship with God was really essential to who I am. I understood that God was the reason why I lived and the reason why I was alive and able to do the things that I was able to do. And so I wasn't giving that up. I understood that I was way too young to be married and didn't desire to get married that young anyway. So my last name wasn't going to be changing anytime soon. Despite the fact that I had a pretty healthy appetite, I wasn't going to be, changing physically. And then with glasses, I needed glasses because it helped me to see. And so all these things that I got teased about, it was just like, you know what? I'm just going to rock out with it. And what's so ironic about it is that going into high school, I wasn't teased about that at all. And so I really believe that just having this confidence and just coming in first day of school, like, hey, I'm Sherry Weary, and not being afraid to talk about who God is and sharing just the things that I was involved in, just people just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Sherry Weary. A lot of people knew who I was because of the fact my name rhymed. And because of the activities I was involved in, like for instance, I was part of the broadcast team in high school as well. So I would do the morning announcements, which I really enjoyed. So I would say, "Hey, this is Sherry Weary signing on for your morning announcement." So people knew me from that as well. But just in high school was so different, and I really truly believe just having that confidence of just being who I am, despite just what other people thought, that helped a lot. Even though my self esteem definitely took a huge jump when it came to just embracing who I was, it still wasn't perfect. There was still like a struggle there. And just even going into college and going into adulthood, it's been an ever evolving journey. And I'm happy to say that I'm in such a good place now. Not perfect, so I have my moments where I have to remind myself to not be so critical and to be okay with the fact that one, everyone is not going to like me. I'm a pretty cool person. I am nice and compassionate, but I'm also very serious about just God. I'm very serious about advocating for people who are underserved, underrepresented, those who were taken advantage of, the rejected, the abandoned, in our society. And so I don't play when it comes to that. But just all of who I am, like I have my own little quirks. For instance, like I love corny jokes, like Laffy Taffy jokes. I actually laugh at them, and the dad jokes that, for instance, Kev on stage, he gives dad jokes. I crack up in them. I love the fact that he posts them. I know a lot of people get annoyed about it, but I enjoy it. And so some people will look at that and say that's corny, and I'm okay with being corny. I don't look at corny as being a bad thing because I know the jokes are corny, but I still like laughing at them, and so I embrace all of that. And so even though that's something minor, it is something, just all those small little pieces add up to me being in a place where I'm okay with me and I'm happy with me. And either you can take it or leave it. And even though I would love to be friends with everyone and to just have one huge happy family throughout the whole entire world, I understand that that's just not the reality that we're going to experience here on earth. And that's okay. And so for the people who, I won't connect with in a way where it's not just superficial or just beyond just saying, hey, how you doing? It's okay. For the people who, even I don't vibe or connect with because it's like, hey, the way you live your life just doesn't connect with the way that I live mine. It's totally okay. And also just getting to the point where I'm not trying to mimic or being just anyone. Just in business, in ministry, in church, as a woman, as a Black woman, there's so many images and so many messages that are put out as far as who you should be and how you should talk and what things you should be participating in and how you should look, how you should dress, and who you should be connected with. And it's just not worth the energy of being caught up in all that. I just want to be authentically me. I want to have authentic connections. And if it's not authentic, I just don't want to waste my energy with being a part of it. And so I'm happy that I've gotten to the point where I am authentically me. Just I know that there are areas that I can grow in, and I'll take that one day at a time. At the same token, I'm not going to beat myself up because of the fact that I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. First of all, trying to be perfect is just, you will never reach that goal. Let's just put that out there. And so to be on this rat race or this hamster wheel, be on a hamster wheel of perfection where you'll never get anywhere outside of that wheel, is totally not worth it. And so I can celebrate who I am now. I can be proud of what I have accomplished. I can be also even proud of the areas where I have failed in and the mistakes that I have made, with knowing that those mistakes, those failures are all part of developing me, just like my successes and accomplishments and the things that I'm so proud of. all of it mixed together is what makes me who I am. It's what gives me wisdom. It's what allows me to continue to grow. It's also what gives me an informed compassion, right? So I'm not going to be ashamed of all of that. And I can have all of that. I can celebrate my past, my present, and what I look forward to in the future, while also being honest about the fact that there's growth and there's opportunities for me to continue to be better each and every day. So I encourage every single one of you to be authentically you, to embrace all of who you are, what you look like, your personality, what it is that you desire to do, your passions, your hobbies, who you need to be connected with, whether that means letting go of some relationships, whether that's not just romantic, but that can be with family or friends or professional relationships as well, or even putting some distance in place because those relationships no longer serve you in the new person that you are becoming and the person that you desire to be. It's okay to grow. It's okay to continue to be you. It's okay to change. I'm not the same person who I was even just last year, and of course not 10, 15, 20 years ago. And even though I have definitely evolved as a person, there's still some foundational aspects that won't ever change. So my faith in God, that's going to be there. I know that I literally would not be here if it wasn't for the grace of God. Loving to laugh and loving to have authentic connections with people, that's going to always be a foundational aspect of who I am. But how that manifests in my life is going to be different in each phase of my life as I have new experiences, as I have new goals, and as I grow. Just all that change. And it's okay to grow. It's okay to evolve. Just make sure no matter who you are, that you're always authentically you. Don't allow people to put you in a box. Don't allow them to tell you who you can't be or what you can't do. Just be authentically you. So that is all for today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the next edition of 23 Days of Hope. So excited to have you be along with me in this journey. And we are 1 week away from my birthday, y'all. I'm so hyped. Let me tell you. Have some pretty cool things in store. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share it right now. So this whole series of 23 Days of Hope has been what I decided to do in order to celebrate my birthday and to bring you all along on this journey. And so I just finalized the plans for what I'm actually going to do next Thursday, and you all are going to be invited along. So I'm going to culminate this whole series of 23 Days of Hope with doing a live broadcast on Facebook, and we'll also do it simultaneously on Zoom as well. So there will be a link for you all to register. It will be completely free. It's a self-care workshop. And so I'm going to be doing it with Sharia Farmer of the RS Counseling and Wellness Center. She's been doing these live virtual support groups just to be able to support everyone during this time. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. Everyone is in a place and experiencing things that they have never experienced before. And so it's just a way to be able to give good emotional wellness tips. And so it's not going to be a faith-based podcast. So let me say that. It's just going to be centered around emotional wellness topics. So I'm so excited to be doing it. It'll be next Thursday at 4 p.m. And so within the next couple of days, probably maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week, the link will be available for you to register. So I'll make sure that I'll put that in the link of the captions at that time. And I'll put it on my website. Or actually, you know what? I'll just put it on my social media pages. I won't put it on the website. I'll just put it on my social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. And on Facebook, it'll be on my Facebook business page. So I'll put the links all in the caption of this video so that you can connect with me anyway. You can check out my website, sherryweary.com. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow and definitely in 1 week for my actual birthday and a culmination of 23 Days of Hope. So take care. Have an awesome, amazing day, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I look forward to seeing you soon. All right, take care. Bye.